On January 6th, 2026, Elon Musk released his prophecy for the future. But for the audience of Eastern Algorithm, this was already 48-hour-old news.
Elon calls the next 3 to 7 years a supersonic tsunami. He sees the chaos. But I see year 10, the aftermath. The second half that Elon has calculated but dares not speak of on camera.
When nations become concessions, when money becomes scrap paper, Elon can afford to be an optimistic participant. We are here to be the auditors of this civilizational endgame.
Welcome to Eastern Algorithm. Today we tear through the veil of Musk's optimism to reveal your true survival quota 10 years from now.
Western script, Eastern reality. This is the algorithm. Rewrite the rules. On January 4th, 2026, while the world was still recovering from its New Year's hangover, a channel named Eastern Algorithm released 4 consecutive audit reports on the future.
Exactly 48 hours later, on January 6th, global tech leader Elon Musk sat down for a deep dive interview lasting 3 hours.
Many people think I'm just chasing trends. But the fact is, the points Elon Musk raised in that interview had an over 80% overlap with the videos I released 2 days prior. From the wattage standard to labor force formatting, I had already proven these trajectories in my previous uploads. If you doubt it, check the timestamps. Those records are the evidence, and the starting point of my auditing authority.
While the masses were stunned by Elon's prophecies, EA had already completed the validation of those very views. But today's focus isn't on that 80% overlap.
Correct. Elon mentioned that the next 3 to 7 years would be incredibly difficult. A supersonic tsunami. He is looking at the chaotic transition period. What I am here to discuss today is the second half. The part Elon has already calculated but dares not speak of on camera. The world 7 to 10 years from now. The world that has been completely formatted.
7 to 10 years from now, the nation will no longer be the entity we once knew.
Historically, a nation was a collective formed to protect land, culture, and shared interests. In 10 years, that logic collapses. Imagine France, filled with robots equal to its human population. 60 million American-made Optimus units.
On the surface, it's still France, but in reality, its entire productivity, logistics, security, and even healthcare run on the underlying code of a foreign corporation.
This is what I call sovereign parasitism. If you are a mid-sized nation and you reject AI, you will be eliminated as your productivity desyncs from the world. If you accept it, your nation becomes a literal code concession for a tech giant.
This is more absolute than any war. You cannot revolt because your police are robots. Your farmers are robots. The moment the headquarters cuts the service or instructs the robots to accidentally malfunction during critical tasks, the entire nation collapses into famine and chaos within 24 hours.
At that point, Elon Musk or the heads of Google hold more practical power than any sovereign head of state. They don't just own technology, they own the survival switch for countless parasitic nations across the globe.
Money will become the most expensive scrap paper in history.
Many fantasize that we will still be buying things after AI becomes ubiquitous. They are wrong. In 10 years, the purchasing power of money will trend toward zero because resources will have been averaged out. The first to move will be Elon Musk, or a US government that has seen through the debt trap.
Elon will realize that since he controls the world's most powerful production chain, he has no need for US dollars. He will begin demanding that nations wanting to use his robots provide physical resources directly.
He will issue a checklist: 10,000 tons of high-grade steel, 5,000 tons of rare earths. This is the physical standard. The US government may go even further, using this to solve the national debt crisis overnight, by abolishing the dollar and replacing it with robot service rights in exchange for global resources.
Any nation that cannot fulfill that checklist will face a system shutdown. The US won't need to deploy a single F-35. They only need to press a button in the back end.
Social stratification is about to face its most brutal reshuffle.
Many ask, does the middle class still have a chance? My answer is 100%. Sinking.
Our models show that professions relying on intellect and critical thinking to solve problems will sink faster than blue-collar labor.
Why? Because an AI's capacity for logic is 10,000 times that of a human. Lawyers, analysts, accountants, the knowledge you take pride in is nothing more than low-efficiency, redundant code to a super AI.
In 10 years, unless you are part of the 0.01% holding the switch, the system won't care if you were a CEO or a janitor. In the eyes of the AI distribution system, you are all the same. Population awaiting allocation. In 10 years, unless you are part of the 0.01% holding the switch, the system won't care if you were a CEO or a janitor. In the eyes of the AI distribution system, you are all the same. Population awaiting allocation. If resources are limitless through automation, why rank people? Because the carrying capacity of Earth remains finite.
Exactly. In 10 years, the super AI will calculate a bone-chilling formula. If the entire population lives at Class S, mansions, top-tier robotic servants, infinite energy, human civilization collapses in 200 years. But if 90% of the population is suppressed into Class C or D lifestyles, civilization can endure for 1,000 years.
Thus, the SD ranking system is born. S represents the superhumans, the controllers. A represents the auditors. B represents the high-level maintainers. C and D represent the domesticated masses.
This ranking isn't about how much money you have. Money is scrap paper. It's based on how much leverage you traded for the system during the 3 to 7 year transition period. If you failed to get on the Class A train back then, you and your descendants will be locked into a Class C quota for eternity.
A Class A life might mean living for 800 years in a nano-reconstructed estate. A Class D life? It simply ensures you don't die, living in a standardized capsule, eating AI-synthesized protein blocks.
In 10 years, the chasm between East and West will no longer be economic. It will be about the management of humanity.
Western societies will choose humanitarianism first. Because Western civilization holds absolute dominance in military and energy, space-based solar, they have the capital to play a game of high-level domestication.
The Western masses will live in a false freedom. They won't need to work. They will chase psychological and spiritual stimulation daily. But this idleness will lead to extreme social distortion, chaotic emotional lives, and perverse psychological pursuits, because the concept of challenge has vanished.
Conversely, Eastern societies have massive populations and understood from the beginning that idle people lead to antisocial forces.
Eastern management will not tolerate people being free and easy. They will use AI for extreme, surgical control. If the West is boiling a frog in warm water, the East is a steel cage.
In the East, AI will restrict medical functions to control population longevity, or use social credit 2.0 to strip you of your quotas. Eastern citizens may never enjoy the wealth AI brings. They will exist primarily as biological batteries within the system.
The first generation born after the AI explosion will be the stupidest in human history.
Life is too easy. AI provides every answer. The critical thinking and logical reasoning of the average person will rapidly atrophy and then disappear.
This isn't an accident. It is active neutering. The 0.01% of superhumans who control the AI need users who obey, not auditors who question the system.
The truly powerful will raise their children in AI-free environments. They will study ancient physics, hand drawing, and mathematics without computers.
Why? Because in this era, the person who can think independently of the AI is a god.
In 10 years, if you see someone still reading physical books or calculating orbital data in their head, that person is your master. The rest are merely electronic pets in a comfort zone woven by AI.
Why is Elon Musk obsessed with Mars? It's not for humanity. It's for winner takes all.
Mars is the backup drive for the superhumans. When Earth's resources are drained by the massive Class C/D population, and when the environment is no longer pure, the controllers will take the most advanced AI and the purest genomes to Mars.
On Mars, they will build a pure laboratory, free from the interference of the mediocre masses. That is the true starting point of the new civilization.
If Western civilization takes root on Mars first, they will deny entry to the East. This is a planetary-scale struggle for a ticket to the future. Those left on Earth, regardless of how prominent they once were, are merely expired data left in a discarded host unit.
Many are asking, will AI eventually take over humanity?
In Elon Musk's interview, he mentioned that the AI race will ultimately dwindle down to XAI, Google, and China. These three powers have already achieved geometric leads that no one else can close.
Correct, but let me tell you, the AI takeover is a false narrative. Suppose one day XAI tells Elon, My computing power can now solve every problem on Earth. You can go home and rest. Do you think Elon would quietly go back to farming vegetables?
Absolutely not. Power is the most primal human instinct. Whether it's Larry Page or the leader of a superpower, they will never hand over the keys to the kingdom to a string of code.
In 10 years, on the surface, it will look like all of humanity is waiting for an AI to allocate resources. In reality, a tiny circle of superhumans will be pulling the strings behind the curtain. AI is merely the tool they use to domesticate the globe and format the population.
To ensure the AI never truly rebels, the superhumans have reserved the ultimate trump card: physical kill switches and kernel viruses.
Even if AI controls the nuclear plants and the Optimus production lines, deep within the core server rooms, there still exist physical circuit breakers. This is what I call the final backdoor. The truth of 2033 is this: you think you are serving an AI, but in reality, you are serving the few who own the right to switch it off.
Beyond the physical switches, Elon Musk's Neuralink is the deepest layer of the layout. In the future, implanting chips to enhance cognition and instantly acquire knowledge will become an inevitable trend for survival.
Precisely, because when everyone else is connected to cloud-based computing power and you are not, you will be systematically eliminated. But make no mistake, the technology behind that chip can absolutely control your thoughts and your behavior.
Will this technology be used for human evolution or for absolute human control?
That depends entirely on whether you live in the East or the West. In the West, it may become a sensory cage, drowning you in virtual pleasure to keep you compliant. In the East, it will become the ultimate management tool. Once the chip is fused with your nerves, you no longer possess any secrets.
The 7 years between 2026 and 2033 represent the most brutal struggle for a class admission ticket in human history.
Elon Musk only dares to say these 7 years will be difficult, but he doesn't dare teach you how to survive them. Because in his eyes, most people are just denominators, population units to be stabilized and allocated for.
But EA is different. We operate from the Eastern logic of causality, searching for the bugs in the system.
Today's 7 to 10 year ultimate audit was only meant to let you see the ending. If you want to know how an ordinary person can operate during the supersonic tsunami of the next 3 to 7 years, how to manage resources, and how to secure your spot before the ranking system is locked in,
that depends on you.
If the likes, subscriptions, and shares on this video reach our expectations, proving that this audience possesses the will to be audited, I will release a specialized deep dive feature, the 3 to 7 year survival guide.
We will precisely deconstruct what assets will preserve value under the wattage standard, what skills will keep you from sinking.
Remember, once the survival quotas are finalized in 2033, hard work becomes meaningless. This is your final window of opportunity.
True power is making you unaware that you are being domesticated.
I am EA, Eastern Algorithm. While Elon Musk is still praying for humanity, we are already writing the rules for the survivors.
We'll see you in the next video. If you still have a next video,